Welcome back to the PDP. It's your boy Pops Prince. Today I'm accompanied by one of the greatest designers in the world. He's a producer, artist, man of many talents. Let's give it up for Naveen. Yeah, man. How you been? I was trying to remember the first time I ever met you. I think you've been up to the studio in Skokie.
Yeah. It was for that release party. Yeah.
For Adam.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then I think ever since, I don't know if you went to another one maybe in the summer, but you've definitely been at the shows for the T5 guys.
Yeah. So I definitely saw you up there. Yeah. I have a memory of seeing you at one of the T5 shows, and I didn't make the connection that it was you because I was like, I just didn't know that you knew them. Yeah, and I saw you, and then I think you said what's up to me, and then I was kind of confused because I was like, I know that's not Pablo, because I didn't know that you knew Rami or any of the guys like that. Yeah,
I think I was still very much a fan of them. Like I didn't really, like now I consider them friends, but when they was it on Madison? Like
I think so,
one of those Chicago shows. Yeah, and then I might have said it was up to you. I don't remember. It was crazy. I told them on that podcast, but we had me and my girlfriend broke up, and then we got back together shortly after one of those.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that. Yeah, that's dope, man.
But how'd you meet those guys? Because I know you do a lot of graphics for them.
Yeah, so I met Eunice in high school. We were friends in high school, but we got really cool after.
Rockford?
No, in Glen Ellen. We went to Glenbard South for high school.
Okay.
And then after we graduated, we both went to, COD, College of DuPage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went there, and then me and him got really cool there. And then I eventually went to Columbia College downtown. And I make this joke all the time about how, I really started T5 because I was cool with, Eddie Yuma.
Yeah.
So I met Eddie Yuma at one of my classes at Columbia, and then me and him got cool. So I introduced him to Eunice. And Eddie Yuma's best friends with Rami. So one time, all four of us hung out because Eunice was starting to do comedy a little bit at the time. And then he got asked to host a show at COD. So he booked Eddie to rap.
Yeah.
And then Rami pulled up because Rami just pulls up to support Eddie every time. And then that's where Rami and Eunice met, and then they got cool. They started doing comedy together, and then they started T5 after that. They found some more guys. And
crazy. I remember that show. Yeah, Eddie performed. Eddie
at the Madison Street one.
Did he also perform at Adams?
I think they had a song together on that album.
Is Skokie out the way for you, or
no? Well, it is now, but at the time I was actually working in Skokie. I had a job there at the Sinorama in Skokie. It was literally the next street.
Really?
Yeah.
It's as a graphic designer.
Yeah. So I was kind of the lead design person there for just making signs and stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I was there for I think almost 2 years before I quit. Yeah.
And what supports you now? Do you do Polywrl full time?
Yeah. So I was working there so after I graduated end of 2019 going into 2020. So then COVID happened, and I couldn't get a graphic design job because I got a degree in graphic design. And then
so you finished at Columbia?
At Columbia, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I feel everyone that I've talked to that has gone to school for
they don't finish,
art,
right?
They don't finish, or they just have hella student debt.
Yeah. Well, I started with community college for the first 2 years, so it's not as bad as some people have it, I think. But I mean, it's art school, and then getting an art degree. Did you went to school for art?
No, I didn't. I went to school for business, so I have a associates in science, which was supposed to transfer to business management.
Yeah.
But I kind of just got the associates and got out, and then from then I just.
That's honestly smarter though. For business, to be going to school for it. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends situation to situation. But
do you feel like your school taught you a lot?
I mean,
are you using what you
I will
learned?
say going to Columbia, it's cool being in the environment of being around a lot of creatives and artists and getting into the mindset of it, but I don't think classes taught me how to do what I do or anything like that. But I guess just having projects where you present things, different projects, It helped a little bit, but like 40, 50, $60,000 worth of knowledge, I don't know about that, you know. So
It's okay.
yeah, but
it's an investment.
yeah. But yeah, so after I graduated from there, COVID happened, so I couldn't find a graphic design job right away. But after a couple of years of, you know, just freelancing and stuff, I got a job at the Signorama, and it was cool. Everything was good, but it was just that like I was already doing freelance work for like rappers and artists and that sort of thing.
Cover art.
Yeah, like I was doing a lot of cover art and flyer work and stuff. And then I got hit up with this opportunity to do. It was something for, at the time it was something for Migos for their tour. It was visual stuff, but I couldn't do it because I couldn't meet deadlines because I had like a full-time job.
It's like 2021 or 2022?
Either 2021 or 2022.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think 2021.
When did they break up? Didn't they have like a...
I don't remember what year, man. But I think this was
they were still
around the
together
time
then?
yeah, I think it was around the time of Culture 3. Yeah. What year did that come out?
So you felt like your Culture 3? I don't know, but they broke up in 2022.
Yeah, so it was like before that happened, but I couldn't meet the deadline, so like I just didn't even. Yeah, I had nothing to do with the
so you felt like your daytime job was taking over like your
I was pissed, man. I was like, I was at work, like trying to work, and I'm like, bro, what am I doing, you know, with my time?
I feel like that's where I am right now, because I work at a signage company, but it's very flexible. Like I could work remote sometimes. Like this whole week I've been remote.
Oh, dope.
Like I come here, I work, and then sometimes I go in the office if I need to like actually see something in person. Yeah. But I think they've been pretty lenient. I mean, they understand, like, I think who I am or who I'm trying to be. So hopefully
what company
it doesn't interfere. It's called Zyken Signage. Maybe I'll bleep that out.
Oh, yeah.
But they're in the West Loop. So it's cool, like, being able to go downtown and, like, have a Chicago job. I'm originally from Melrose Park.
It's like my dad works there.
Oh, crazy. Yeah. We've always been in the suburbs, so now I actually like moved to Chicago and I want to stay there. And I was telling you like before the pod started, like I was really considering this storefront yesterday because it was my birthday. Yeah. And
happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thank you. I got the call back, and typically like a storefront in Chicago, I feel like minimum is always like $2,000. I don't know if you've tried to look or if you want to store eventually.
No.
Yeah. But this one was $1,200, and I just thought that was a lick, and I was like super excited for it.
Hell yeah.
But then after like talking to some of my friends, and like it's in Portage Park, and I don't really know anybody over there, but I was just trying to think like, would my like clientele really come up there, you know, or like would I be the creative person in that neighborhood? And then my girl was also like, what community are you trying to serve? Like, you're trying to be like around a bunch of white people, or are you trying to like be around like your people?
Right.
So that's always like an interesting like thing. Like, do you want to be the like in a place, what's that called? It's like I don't know the analogy, but it's like a fish in a big pond, or
you know okay. I know what you're talking about. I don't really know the analogy.
Like a shark in a swamp. I don't know, but
I get you.
Yeah, so that's something I'm thinking about now, and there's really no rush. I mean, I have all summer. I'm gonna keep looking, but I really want to like put it out into the universe that I want to start.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course.
And this place is cool. It's like a nice little working environment for the podcast and stuff. But I think like I just like having an event. Like you came out to the pop-up. That was really like motivating, just like seeing everybody and doing things in real life, seeing people in real life.
Yeah.
Because we're on the internet so much, man.
Yeah, and I can imagine like I'm sure even though you like if you don't get that spot, the $1,200 spot, I'm sure like even just being this close to it will spark something else to, you know, look into other storefronts or whatever it is, right? Like
yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think like also reaching out and like people listening to this, or like if I just put on my Instagram, maybe something will come up, or like people could recommend like places and stuff. But
yeah,
it's tough, and I've done everything so far by myself, so I definitely need to build a team. And I was learning a lot from Scent Rock. So for the people I don't know, I had an event at Scent Rock's studio.
Super dope event.
It was May 10th and 11th, and then you came out Saturday or Friday?
I came out Saturday.
Because Rami and Mo came out Friday.
Yeah.
Dude, they were so amazed. Like it felt so great. Like
Yeah.
like watching the tables turn. Because I look at them on stage, I'm like, I could never do that. Like I could never be on stage and tell jokes. And they're so comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And then now they saw me in my environment, and they're over here like you made. Even Momo was like, wait, so you made all this? And everything here is mine.
Yeah, they're the best, man. Because they'll hype you up.
Yeah,
those two will hype you up
so
for
good.
sure. Yeah.
And I feel like they're really big, especially Rami and like Eunice, like just doing amazing things, and Momo's like on his way too. But I really look up to them in that sense, and it was cool getting that like validation from those people.
Yeah, Rami actually called me right after he left your place, and he was like mind blown. He was like, "Bro, I'm so proud of Pablo, man." Like he was really like that, and he was like, "Bro, you gotta pop up out here. It's so sick." Yeah. And then he was like, "You gotta try you gotta get the steak from the steak arepa." Yeah. Which I did.
Had it, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, my mom goes crazy. That's one thing too, that like if I have a storefront, my mom will be able to continuously be able to sell. Like she could have like a weekly pop up, or like that could be the spot.
Does she have like a restaurant or something?
No, she just does it at the pop-ups, at my pop-ups.
Oh,
she's
wow.
never done. I guess she has been contracted to do like other pop-ups, and then I'm there helping her out.
Okay.
But she doesn't have a restaurant. She just does it for like extra cash.
Okay.
No. But no one. I've never had an arepa like that. Like not even in Chicago. There's this one Colombia spot called Arepa George. Okay. And even theirs is different. Like it's like
not as good, right?
Not as good. No, it's just not as good as my mom.
Of course. Actually, I went to Colombia before.
No way. Where?
Yeah, I was in Cartagena.
Fire.
Yeah, it was dope. But I had arepas there, and it was not good as your mom's. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody makes them differently. Yeah. My mom just loves to stuff them with cheese. But what's your background? I know you were in India.
I'm fully Indian.
100%
Indian.
You were born there, or you?
No, I was born in Schaumburg. Nice. But yeah, my parents are born.
I was just there yesterday playing Topgolf.
Oh yeah. That's dope.
Crazy. But you go back often?
Or? To India?
Yeah.
I've been there like only a handful of times, maybe like 4 or 5 times, something like that. Yeah, but I guess it was pretty often. But now like in the last 3 or 4 years, I've been there like twice. So like a little bit more often now than I used to. But
crazy. You have siblings too?
Yeah, I have a brother and a sister, older brother and a younger sister. Yeah.
And then your parents immigrated here.
Yeah, they did. Probably when they were around my age now, or they were probably like 20, in their young 20s when they immigrated here.
That's always so interesting to me, because I came with my parents when they immigrated. I was 5, and then.
And you were born in Colombia, right?
I was born in Colombia.
Okay.
And then I just feel not that. Like obviously, I've always felt like lost because I didn't have either the American culture or like the Colombian culture.
Yeah.
But like family too. Like the majority of my family is over there too. But you got a lot of family here? Like
yeah, I do, because my dad is a child of 8, so he has like has like 7 other siblings, and all of them are here. So I have like a ton of cousins here and stuff. Yeah,
crazy. So how did they feel about your pursuits? Like wanting to be a designer?
About my pursuits? Yeah. My parents are actually pretty cool about what I do.
I guess you got a diploma too, so it's nice.
Yeah, so I had to do that just to make it a little bit more official, But like, so I want to say like, right after I graduated high school, I went to school. I started off for computer science, because I thought that's what I was gonna do. But eventually, like after a year of going to community college, I was like, yeah, it's not it. Like I kept failing calculus and stuff, and I was just like. And
that shit scares me, like, because I know there's gonna be a point where my sons come to me and they're gonna expect me to help them, and I'm like, I thought I was done with this shit.
Yeah.
Wait, so computer science, like, what does that entail? Like coding and like
coding
computers, or
websites?
Maybe?
I didn't even think that deep about it, to be honest. I was still in like gen ed, but while I was doing gen eds, obviously you got to do like calculus and that sort of stuff. But it wasn't working for me. Plus, like, I don't know, I would just think about how, like, sitting at a computer and, typing code, I couldn't really see it for myself, even though I still sit at a computer all day doing design, whatever. But, like, yeah, I don't know. Eventually, around that time, I started doing cover arts for rappers and stuff. because I just had like a cracked Photoshop. And yeah, so like after getting a couple of those jobs in and stuff, I was like, I can see, you know, myself doing this as a career. So I wanted to like go to school for it, and I told my parents, and yeah, they weren't really having it at first. Especially my mom, because she was like, no, you got to be like a dentist or, you know, that type of thing. Yeah, because she kind of has like that business mindset too, and her whole thing was like, okay, you could tap in with the Indian community in Chicago because there's not a lot of dentists out here like that. So she's like, oh, you could do that. But yeah, I had no interest in it, you know. But after a while, and they saw like how passionate, like with all the different projects and stuff I was working on, I think they both got on board. Especially like there was a few times that I would do a project like at one point I did a cover for NBA YoungBoy, and a lot of just like my friends or people we knew, like family friends, that type of thing, they were like posting it on their stories and like telling people that like, or whatever it was, even if it was a different project. And then somehow like they would tell whoever, and then it would get back to my parents, and then they'd be like, they have no idea what this stuff means, but they're just like, oh, like we heard you did something big, like what is it, you know?
If somebody else brags about you,
right, exactly,
they want to brag about you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it started connecting a little bit when I would do like a bigger project, because I wouldn't talk to them about it, but then they'd find out from someone else, and then they'd always just like, whenever somebody asked, they'll be like, I don't know exactly what he does, but I think he's like doing it well, you know.
Sick.
So yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
now they're on board though. For sure.
It's interesting because we're very similar in like that we both do digital art, but you took a more like clientele approach. Like you never, so were you, because I know you did beats first, right?
Yeah.
You were producing first, but like with your art, it was mainly to help other people, like cover arts for other people, or you were making your own?
Yeah, that's how I started actually. So the first cover I did was actually for me and Eunice, our good friend Keenan from high school. He was a rapper, LA Don, LaDon. We did or he was putting out songs, and I was just like, yo, Keenan, you should let me do your artwork, you know, because I had like a little bit of experience with Photoshop because I took a graphic design course in high school.
Crazy.
And I just felt like, I was like, I don't know, like I feel like most of it is probably just taste, you know, aside from knowing the software itself. So I did that cover for him. And then my brother was good friends with, I don't know if you know Call Me Sai, he's an artist. I produced his last album, but
the Sleepwalking. I was listening to it. Yeah.
Okay,
I was in Panama. I was jogging. I was listening to the whole thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was like to my like morning jog. I'm not a big runner, but like when I go on vacation, I feel like I want to like see the area.
Okay.
So
and it evens out all the eating out there too. Yeah. That's dope though.
It's crazy. That trip when I was running with no socks. I'm crazy.
Oh, shit.
And then with I got like these tabby, you know, like those tabby shoes.
With the toes.
Mm-hmm. It's like some running like Nike ones I found, and then I fucked up my foot really bad. Like I just like scraped the shit out of it.
I think I remember I saw you posted on your story. You posted like a Sleepwalking song, and you had the shoes on. Yeah.
But okay, so you did that cover art, and then that just snowballed into making more cover art.
Yeah, exactly. So I did it for him after that, and then he just put me on with a bunch of his artist friends, and then it full on turned into like me doing that as a job while I was in school.
Sick.
Yeah. So then that's where it kind of started.
But where did the producing start?
So
that
producing,
was before high school? Or high school?
Producing was like at the end, it was like around like probably senior year, I think, is when I started. But like I was trash back then. I don't even know if I count that, because it was like I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have any like production software. I was just using like, you know, there's like websites where you could just throw loops together and, you know what I mean, like fake make beats, I guess.
Okay.
So I was doing that with my friends, and then but I knew like I really wanted to like learn how to, because I was like, oh, this is gonna be my thing. Like before I even cared about graphic design, I was like, this is gonna be my thing, you know. So then I think around the same time that I started doing cover arts, I started like actually learning production for real. Yeah.
And then you got your first software.
Yeah, which was FL Studio. I think I had first before I got a MacBook.
I don't know much about like producing softwares, but is that like a good one, or what's the ideal?
I think most of like, you know, like Metro Boomin and like all the major like I guess trap producers, they all use FL Studio for the most part. But now I use Logic because that's like the Apple native software for music production.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then, did you make your own cover art for your beats, or you weren't putting out your, like, is it on SoundCloud?
Yeah. Well, I had there's this other website called Track Train. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's just where people sell beats and stuff. But yeah, I'll just make little covers. They would usually be like kind of similar to what you have going on here. It'd be like little anime flip artwork type of thing. Yeah. And then, yeah.
Sick. And that's kind of like the I don't want to say like the backbone, but like maybe like the idea that sparked Polywrl.
Yeah.
Is that like the theme?
Yeah. Do you mean anime?
Yeah, but it's also like I like to think of it like nostalgia.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. That's exactly what I would say.
And it's crazy because I interviewed Yazid separately from when I did the other guy's pod.
Yeah, I listened to that one too. Yeah.
And he at the end of it, he was like, you gotta meet like Naveen. And then at the end of the other guy's pod, all of them were like, you gotta meet Naveen. And then I feel like everyone just tells me like we need to talk.
That's crazy. I'm honored.
Because I want to say like at the beginning of Pop's Prince, that was the backbone of my brand too. Just nostalgia, and I like it mix it with like pop culture. But I think slowly like the pigs started taking over, and then
but that's dope though. Like, I feel like that's what the goal is though, right? Is to like eventually brand into like this is what you're known for. It's not even like just the fact that it's the pigs being a flip on anime characters. It's literally the pigs, like and the whole meaning behind it too. It's crazy because I remember at Rami's Let's Talk About It show. I was like, I think I had asked you about the Polywrl stuff, and you were like, "Oh yeah, but it's not like Pop's Prince," and it's not like it's not at that level yet or something. Yeah. And I was like, I feel like you've already like been doing it for a while, and like, you've been putting it. Like, do you now claim it more, or like were you trying to? Yeah, I definitely do. Because I think at the time I was like, I didn't even tell anybody that was me. Okay. Yeah. So they had told me the whole thing, and you were probably caught off guard. Like, a little bit. Yeah, I was like, how did you know? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, but I claim it a little bit more. I don't talk about it a whole lot. Like I don't even post it on like my personal Instagram or anything other than it is in my bio. But why is that? I think I just want it to be like, I want to be on in my eye before I'm like claiming it on my, because I don't really want to cross the brands yet, I feel like when I get to a certain point I'll get around to it. But because you feel like Sleepy or like Naveen is more known as a producer? Yeah, like pretty much all of my following just knows me as a producer, and then also like for cover art as well, but not really the whole anime nostalgia thing. I don't think that really, I think they will cross, a point where like they'll go hand in hand very well, but I'm just building it up still, you know what I mean? With the project with Psy? What's it called? Psy. It's called Sleepwalking. But his actual name? Call Me Psy, but we just call him Psy. Okay. Yeah. Did you make that cover art too? So it was actually, do you know Dally Austin from Save Money? Yeah. So Dally drew it up for us. So me and Sai came up with the idea to do like a flip on the Jet Set Radio cover. And so he drew it up. He's like super dope with just illustrations. Crazy. Yeah. So he drew it all up on paper. And then I like digitized it and kind of recolored it and stuff like that. Yeah. Crazy. But I actually just saw a video with it was Stan Lee and Jason Lee, the Marvel comic guys. Yeah. I guess it was a really interesting video, but I want to something that stuck out was that they said that they have like the drawer, they have the inker, and then they have the color. Oh, wow. 3 different people. Yeah. And like sometimes the inker isn't good at coloring, and like the color isn't good at like the final lines or whatever. Yeah. So I never thought about that. I didn't think like you could break it down, like, because there are so many subcategories of like art. Yeah. Imagine just being a colorer, man. Yeah. Getting away with that, like just like a coloring book, you know what I mean? But no, that's dope. Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. I actually have most of the time I'm doing everything by myself. That one, I could never have made that cover work without Dally, because I'm not like a good illustrator myself. Like, you don't draw? Not as much. I used to. I just honestly got so comfortable with like just digital manipulation, of images that like I don't really draw as much as I used to.
I try to like do that the least amount of as possible as I have to. Like if I have to, I will.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can draw. Like I could if I see something, I could mimic it. But 90% of the time, I'm just like photoshopping the shit out of shit. Like I'm just like like the merge or whatever is it the merge tool or like the free transform when you mesh? You know what I mean? Like I'm always using that.
I get you. Yeah.
Crazy. So you started with Photoshop. Have you done Illustrator or like what
so I never really used Illustrator until I started that job at the sign company.
Because everything has to be to scale, right?
Everything's Illustrator. Exactly. But now I know it like the back of my hand, I'd say, because most of Polywrl is done in Illustrator, so it's like print.
It just feels more official because it's easier for the printer too, and like
of course.
And now you're doing a lot of clothing designs for people.
Yeah.
Like merch or
merch,
clothing brands.
Actually, I was before Polywrl, like right before I started with the first drop with the legendary dog tee. I did. I was doing a ton of merch for like rappers and other artists and stuff, and then that's kind of what led me to be like, man, like I just sold somebody this artwork for like $100 and then they just went and made $20,000 off of the design,
because you gotta like consider the rights, right? Like
like at the time I was just like, because I wasn't thinking about like back end, like, oh, I'm gonna get a percentage of the sales or anything like that, and it happened a few times. So then I was just like, I should just try it out myself, and I always had like the thought of doing it, but I never did the research of, okay, well, how am I gonna get it printed? What type of blanks am I going to use? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then another thing was also just seeing like just other brands, like even yours, like seeing you guys do stuff like that. And I was like, I got to, at least try. So after the first drop, I think I had a good idea of how to do like marketing and that sort of thing. 'Cause of just, like I would do it as a job for other people, so like getting used to like, okay, well this worked, this didn't work, so I'm like, okay, cool, like I can make my own little promo visuals or whatever. And then luckily I had a little bit of experience already, so it's like it's been good so far.
I feel like it's been taking off. And then as far as like Polywrl itself, I don't know if you already spoke on this on Mo's episode, but what is Polywrl, or like where does it come from?
Okay, so Polywrl. So there's a funny confusion with this, man, because like I did it to myself. I feel like I accidentally kind of boxed myself a little bit, but we're gonna break out of it. It's all good. It was just gonna be like anime nostalgia, that sort of thing. And I think the first Polywrl design I ever made was it definitely wasn't Pokemon related. It was because
he is a Pokemon, right? Polywrl is the
name of a Pokemon. Okay. I think it was. You ever seen Metabots, the anime Metabots?
Yeah.
I think it was a Metabots design, and
on a shirt or just an illustration.
Yeah, it never came out.
Okay.
That was like I just designed it, and the idea came from that, and I was gonna start making a bunch of different like anime and video game related stuff.
Sick.
So then I was looking for a name for the brand, and I was looking for an IG handle, and I wrote out Polywrl like that, and it just looked cool. And then in the moment, the idea was like poly, like the prefix literally meaning like multiple, and then worlds, like, okay, I'm gonna blend a bunch of different worlds. It's gonna be like just stuff that I was interested in, stuff I was into. So kind of like tell that story.
But you forgot the D? Or just,
well, it just looked cooler without it. I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, now this looks like it's just saying Polywrl, and then the swirl just made so much sense, and I was like, it just looks cool. But
sick,
so we're at Polywrl right now. I think it was funny that I ended up starting. It was not intentional that I started with a Pokemon design, so now it really looks like I'm just a Pokemon brand or something, but.
I like when I see the reaction videos where it'll be like, I just got this new Polywrl shirt, and then it's like people opening up your package and stuff.
I try to make the packaging experience like as cool as possible, because I'm like, I don't know about you, but I'm a sucker for like good packaging. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you are too, because you had the bags and everything.
I think that's what really made the show stand out. That was and it's funny because the first time I got the wrong size, so it was like a 10 by 14. I thought he was gonna fit, and then I had to, and that was like just money that I wasn't trying to spend. And then I was like, fuck, I gotta order them again, like a bigger size. And even with this new bag, they fit like very snug, but it's okay, it works. But I'm gonna use those old bags for like shirts. I think I'm gonna make that my thing. Yeah, because it's very it pays homage to like Colombian culture and just like the coffee bags that we would like sell and stuff.
Dope.
And eventually I do want to sell coffee, so I think that'd be cool. Like a nice little, that's dope. Like coffee beans. We actually been talking about it with my dad.
Yeah.
Because we got like an aunt out there that sells beans, so if I could ship them somewhere over here, I'd really be selling like pounds. And it's just like the whole
got beans
like,
for sale. Yeah.
Unfortunately, like I think I've been told that like my whole life, just because like my name's Pablo, like Pablo Escobar, like it's like it's funny, I'm the good version.
Yeah.
So do you feel like the Pokemon stuff sells faster than like say like this design? I don't think I really saw this, but it looks fine.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
So for sure, right now, a lot of my audience is very like heavy Pokemon fans, and they gravitate towards that first. But the other stuff does do well because luckily a lot of, I guess, like more grown people that are willing to spend money on like, you know, Pokemon related streetwear also are just fans of
anime and street.
Yeah, like stuff that we're
general.
probably into, you know what I mean? Which this stuff happens to
It's definitely like
with.
a niche. Like, yeah.
But the thing is, actually, right after my last Pokemon drop, right after the restock of the Raikou tea, I got shadow banned bad. I think I was telling you a little bit about this. Yeah, I did something dumb, man. Yeah,
don't call out Instagram.
Don't. Yeah, if you're ever having a problem with Instagram, do not tag Instagram in your story. I think that was a bad move. But
so you feel like you've seen like a decrease in your?
For sure, like very obviously.
Crazy.
Yeah, it went from like if I check my insights, it'll say like at one point it was like every regular post, if it was just a mock-up of a shirt with nothing else, it would reach like 6,000 to 10,000 on average, like accounts, and now it's like 800 max, 800 accounts, like tops. Yeah, it's horrible. But you know, I'm thinking, I've heard from people, I just gotta log out for a little bit and, you know, give it some time to breathe, I guess. But that's why. So I put out some recent stuff, including the hat. Which none of those posts are performing well at all because that's post shadow ban, and then also the crew neck that you just saw.
Yeah.
I didn't even make any posts about that yet. Yeah, I was just gonna, you know, let it breathe for a week and then I'll start, you know, going ham with promo and stuff.
Sick.
Yeah.
And then when you make these clothes, like, are you making a tech pack or are you just doing like a quick mock-up? Because that's something I wanted to talk to you about as far as like
honestly, I'm not really doing tech packs
construction of the garments and stuff like that.
It's for the most part I'm using blanks for this stuff. So I do have a pair of pants I'm designing right now that I'm like trying to figure out the whole tech pack thing for. You know,
I got you. Like, I mean, that's something that I haven't really promoted, but I want to start taking on clients. I don't even want to say that because I'm sure you know how it is. Like, you start taking on clients and then it's like it never stops.
Yeah. That's the trap
for like homies and like I think like actually like people that I know are doing it. Like I wanna help people produce like better quality stuff because I know how it is, man. It's like sometimes when you DTG on shit, like it starts to fade or like I mean screen printing is good too, but I wanted to show you these pants I just made.
Okay.
I got the sample coming in on Sunday, and then we're gonna, I don't know, I gotta figure out like doing the bulk order because a lot of these are only like made through, like you gotta do like 50 of them. But these are only those. So I'm really proud of these.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I got the wings on the back, the tag on the back.
Okay.
And then this pattern itself, this flower is like native to Colombia. Well, it's like in Colombia now, but it's originally from Australia, and it's like considered a weed that takes over like any environment that it's in.
It's the most beautiful looking weed
I've ever seen. Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then, so this is the direction I'm going with, like, because even pouch prints, like it always felt like it wasn't, I wouldn't say like the quality was there, and I really want to up the quality on my shit. Like, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the stuff I used to make in like I was using like third party manufacturers where it was like Printful or like Printify.
I had a little,
so I wasn't able to like fully see the production and even like sometimes, I don't know, it was like it would fade, or like I would get complaints, and that's why I've been taking like a step back from producing so much and just really feel everything that I'm putting out, you know.
Yeah.
Because if you have other people handling it, like it's not gonna be so much care.
Yeah.
But I like everything that you're doing as far as like
Thank you, man.
the tags, the inside tags.
I had to like hand stitch all that stuff for myself. So it's a lot of work, man. But I'm starting to like step back a little bit. Yeah.
Have you looked into like Indian manufacturers or like people out there?
No, actually, so the last time I was out there, I had a whole idea for a collection that I wanted to do, just based on like my experience out there.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of drawings of designs that I want to do, but I don't think it'll be through Polywrl, just because it's like a whole different brand I'm working on. Called Ami Studios. So,
I think I saw that. It was your LLC, or like the parent company.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what it is. But I also, at some point, I'm gonna try to make that a little bit more of like a higher end, like I guess like luxury side of streetwear type of thing.
That's how I feel about Palpable. Like
I can see that.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you had the cardigan. That was super dope.
Yeah, so just like stuff that you could see on a runway, or like you could do like a show. I've been really getting into like Kid Super. Like, like his fashion shows are so crazy, and I'm just like, how can I not really replicate it, but like my own version, right?
Yeah,
because I do see a lot of similarities, like artist turned designer, and just like. But I think at the very least, or at the thing that is the most important is like keep it personal. Yeah. So I'm sure you're taking inspiration from like where you live over there, and
of course,
and like who you are as a person, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even with Polywrl, right? Like this is all stuff that you like.
Yeah, pretty much like just like little anime and stuff. Actually, so the first I don't know if you see this combo breaker post right there, but the first, before I even launched anything online, I did a whole collection of very bogus quality shirts I don't know if you ever heard of combo
That's a
breaker.
Convention, right?
Yeah, it's a convention. It's a video game. Yeah, exactly. So
damn, that's crazy. My friend, he came. So when I was working at my old job, he came with like a Mortal, I don't know if it was Mortal Kombat. He played something. It might have been Tekken or something. So it's a video game convention?
Yeah, so it's a video game convention so my brother's a big he's a big like fighting game fan.
Older or younger brother?
Older.
Okay.
He's older. He's 2 years older than me, and he's a big like fighting game community guy, you know. So he would always go to these conventions, and sometimes I'll pop out with him because I play the games, but I'm definitely not as deeply invested as he is.
Yeah.
But it was just, it was cool to see like the culture, I guess, or like the whole, environment that I was in. And then but the biggest thing that would stand out to me is I would see the vendors. I would walk around and look at like people making like custom merch for like the video games and stuff. And I was like, man, like I could do this way better. Like I'm convinced, because I'm like, I have design experience. Those people, like, they love the games, but I just think like the designs itself are like whatever,
They like take like Google images and just print it on a shirt,
and print it on a shirt. Yeah, exactly. And they're getting away with it. So I was like, all right, let me do that, but make it look cooler. You know what I mean? So I hit them up the next year, and they gave me a spot there. So I was like, but at this point, I knew how to make designs, but I did not know how to make clothes or shirts or whatever.
Was it under Polywrl?
I put it under Polywrl, but I called it Poly Market because that was like a whole nother thing. I was going to do a thing where it was going to be like a side brand of Polywrl where I just have like designs that are cool, but I was going to do like a printful or that type of thing where like it might not be as high quality as like the main Polywrl stuff, but I ended up not even doing all that just because I saw how the quality was, and it was whatever. Because I did all those shirts, I did it on a heat press. So it was all like DTF prints. I don't know if you ever messed around with those. Like,
you could order them from like Super Graphics or like
So I got them from like some just cheap place at like a local spot, and bro, they were just bad. Like one wash, they're all like wrinkly looking and peeling off and whatever,
Yeah, it's like you could only do so much with those with those heat press shirts.
And it was on Gildan's to double down on how bad it was. So yeah, I mean it did well because I think that audience at Combo Breaker, they're not really like big like fashion
Streetwear
people.
people,
Yeah, they're not
yeah.
streetwear people. They're just like they're fans of the franchises. So it
Right.
still did well, and people definitely supported us over there. But
And it was every show was different, or you had like multiple runs of the same design? Did you have like a small, medium?
yeah,
large?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I had multiple runs of each design, but there was probably like 10 to 15 different designs that we sold over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess always thought. I mean, even like just doing like graphic design is definitely different. Is a different way to do it, but I always thought my shit was different because I was actually drawing it. I don't think I like. I want to have like so many like collections with anime themed. Like I have like these jackets that are like JoJo themed, and this hoodie that's like
Okay. So,
who's the guy from Hunter x Hunter with he's got like a chain around his heart, like if he doesn't.
I know who you're talking about. I never watched Hunter x Hunter, but I know who you're talking about.
But I had like a hoodie design for that one, but it's like it doesn't fit palpable, so I don't know if I should keep it under Pops Prints.
Yeah.
But I think I need to make that distinction. So that's why I really want to put out like palpable.
Yeah.
And like show the difference in quality, like up the price on those stuff, and then like still produce Pops Print stuff.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much the same thing. I'm excited to see what the Omni Studios is.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But that's such a dope problem to have, though, where like you have so many different
ideas.
That it's just like, okay, which box am I gonna put this?
Yeah.
You know.
What out of all the mediums, what do you like prefer? Or I guess right now you're designing.
Yeah. Oh, you mean out of like everything I do?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Right now I'm in Polywrl mode for sure. But you know, it could change. It changes all the time. Like if you catch me on the right day, I'll say I'm a producer. I don't even design. Like I don't even say, you know. But right now I'm in Polywrl mode.
And then if you had to pick one though, forever for the rest of your life.
Damn, I can't even do that to me, man. I think I would go crazy if I had to just do one thing, you know. Because I think bored. Do you ever deal with like creative blocks at all?
Yeah. And I think that's what you're getting at.
You gotta switch hats sometimes, right? Yeah. So
I always tell people that whenever I feel like I can't make art, like I could just make some clothes and
exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the best out, like being good at multiple different things, or at least, you know, trying multiple different things. Because even like something I'm doing a lot more of now is like video editing. I don't know if you saw. I think you did see the little promo visual thing I did for the hats. With the little Fooly Cooly anime intro. So is
that all Premiere?
No. So that's the funny part is it's all Photoshop.
Photoshop has video?
So what you could do in Photoshop, when I figured this out, I abused it, man. But like you can just drag a video into Photoshop and you can, you know, add your adjustment layers how you normally would for like color and whatever. And then you could just export it as a video.
Crazy.
Yeah. So then what I'll do is I'll do that for whenever I'm recoloring or texturing. Like I know Photoshop like the back of my hand, but I don't really know video software is like that. I've messed around with Premiere, but I haven't really deep dived into it. So what I'll do is I think the style that I end up, you know, doing a lot with video editing is just like really quick, like freeze frames. So it looks like it's a video, but in reality, it's just like a flip book of Photoshop. You know,
are you doing like
pictures.
keyframes to make it look like it's moving? Or
sometimes, if you look at that video, it's like it's literally just pictures. Like so it starts off with this. So this part it's a video I dragged in Photoshop, and then I exported it. Then this whole part is just a quick flip book of still photos. You know,
and then this too.
Just stills. You know,
that's so smart.
Yeah. Sometimes you just that's what I meant by like you know, I feel like it's taste more than actually knowing the software itself, because like you could always figure out a way to, you know, finesse it. Yeah.
So. Would you say you have like a mascot for your brand? Or
not yet. I'm working on it. I have a couple drawings, but the Poly Kid, I think it's gonna be a thing soon. I don't have You don't have anything out yet? Yeah, that's an original design, but I wouldn't say that's the mascot though.
Nice. Do you have a favorite brand or anime show? I guess answer the brand one first. And then
brand one first. Brand.
Like clothing brands that you look up to. I mean, Hypebeast is like the first thing that Hypebeast, Hypeland
Hypeland.
like
Okay, yeah,
pretty
Hypeland is dope. Yeah.
similar to like I guess what you do, but even you have your own like design to it, because I think Hypeland takes a lot of stock images and just puts like the Hypeland logo on it. But he's been able to do amazing things with it.
Yeah, and get everything licensed, which is so
the
raw.
licensing is so fire.
Yeah, and then did you see he did a thing with Virgil? He had like a video with Virgil where I think Virgil was talking to him about.
Oh yeah, it was like an interview, or like giving him advice.
Yeah. Which was so crazy to me. I was like, I didn't think, like Hype.
Dude, it's crazy because he's actually on this show on HBO Max. And it's like a reality TV show. And he's just one of the characters on it. Like he's just one of the people on that show.
Okay.
But it's more like it gets into like reality TV where they just like they fall in love or like they break up. It's not really about the brand. He's just wearing it the whole time, so it's pretty cool.
Okay. Oh damn, that's dope. That's crazy.
It's like a VH1 show, where it's just like
no, I get
much
you.
of bullshit.
I get you. But it doesn't have anything to do with the brand.
No,
right?
but they'll show him like sometimes at the warehouse or they'll show
I
him,
got you.
Like,
I got you. That's crazy. No, I didn't know that. Yeah.
I always think about that. Like, I wish we had like more media things out here like that. Like, I see LA doing a lot of like game shows with a bunch of celebrities. Yeah. And I was like, who's doing game shows out here?
Yeah. That is something I think about a lot.
It might be something we can make.
But brands that I look up to, as far as, I mean, there's a lot of brands that I get inspiration from that, like Joe Freshgoods, for example. Like I'm a huge fan of everything he does. I wouldn't say like anything I do is even close to the same realm of what he does, but like just seeing stuff like that kind of, gets the ball rolling for ideas that I'll have,
Right.
Maybe even if it's just like promo or like, oh, I like the quality of what he used for something like this. This is something I should look into more than like the designs itself,
I look up to him a lot because he has his name on everything. And it's crazy that like it almost could put you in a box. Like sometimes I don't want to have a brand that says Pobs because it's so close to my name and I can't like delegate to other people or like, I don't know, but Polywrl, like that's a company, you could step away from it one day. You could even sell it one day. So it's like, it's tough. Like there's pros and cons to having your own name to a bunch of shit.
Is that weird to you though? Like if somebody's wearing like your name on...
I like it.
Yeah.
I appreciate anybody that supports it. I mean, it's not it's not Pablo, but Pobs is like a alter ego, I guess, that I go into. Yeah, it's definitely like my artist persona. Yeah. I wonder how Joe feels about it though. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Joe's been going crazy.
Yeah. Because I watched your podcast with him. I think I feel like it was on that podcast, or it might have been on another one, where he mentioned that he had his birthday on it. Was that on yours? Or I might be talking about a different one.
It was his birthday?
It was a piece of clothing he designed, and I think on the shirt somewhere, it had like his birthday, like he like snuck it in there, and he said he just thought it was cool that people were walking around wearing his birthday on a shirt.
Maybe.
Whatever. Yeah.
I was so like, I was in my head a lot that episode because I couldn't believe we were interviewing.
Yeah,
so
that's great. That's such a wild accomplishment though. That's dope. Man.
Yeah, it's because Squared works there. My co-host for User Friendly. Yeah. So we're there pretty often. Okay. Yeah, he's a big name for sure. Yeah. And then as far as like anime inspirations, like favorites.
Anime, man. I think my favorite, if I'm talking about my all-time favorite, I think it's Samurai Champloo. Have you seen that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, just more than the story itself, it's just the art style and the music, because it had like all the Nujabes beats, whatever. And
is that more like hip hop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I had heard that the same creator of that also made like Cowboy Bebop and also like other animes, and they all were inspired by different genres of music.
Yeah. So have you seen Cowboy Bebop? Yeah. So that, how that was like cowboys and space and jazz.
Yeah.
And then this was like samurais and then hip hop. And it's just like, I feel like they have different themes like that, but it's super dope. Yeah.
Crazy. Would you say that inspired you to make your own like music too? Or
honestly, yeah, you could say that actually. Yeah. When I was in high school, that's when I first saw Samurai Champloo, like the whole thing. And I was like, oh, I gotta learn this, Yeah, so I actually around the time I think like senior year, I got a job at like the local park district because I was like I gotta get like a drum machine or something. Like I'm trying to get on my Kanye, you know, like
Yeah.
so I
Are those expensive? Like how much is
yeah. So I think at this time I had like no money, you know. So I'm young and I got this machine for like $400 or $500, something like that. Which to me
At
that was
that
like
time,
$1
it's like-
million.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know. So I got this. Yeah, it was like a drum machine, you know, like the ones you see, whatever. But
Like 808 thing.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
okay.
But I had no idea how to use it, and it's funny because I still have it to this day, and it came with a software that you load all your sounds into, so you can map it to the drum machine, and I ended up learning the software so well that I wouldn't use the drum machine. I would just click in all my stuff, like, because it has a sequencer on the software. So I would just sequence everything. And then I ended up not even using the drum machine. So I was like,
crazy.
Yeah, I just wasted $500-$600. But
you still have it and you still don't use it?
I use it here and there, like depending on the type of beat. If it's like something where I like chop up samples or something like that, I'll use it. But
why would they even make that if you could just do it from your computer? Like,
some people just like the feel, like it kind of just comes a little bit more naturally when you're tapping out the drums and tapping out the samples, especially because like at a point in time that was the only way that people were making beats, you know. So it kind of just like that was like the modern version of doing it, but I just got so comfortable with like the new school way of just, you know, clicking in drums, like, you know. Yeah, but ended up working out though.
Nice. Is there like a project that you're pushing right now besides sleepwalking, or as far as like your own?
Besides sleepwalking, really just Polywrl, man. I have at a point in time, I know you reposted that video that I did in India where I was making that beat, which I appreciate, by the way.
That looks sick, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
That was with your grandma?
Yeah, it was my grandma over there just chilling, reading the paper. She had no idea what was going on. But when I was doing that, it went up at the time, at least by my standard, you know. And I was in India when I posted it, and it was going up in India like while I was there. So it was a lot of people reaching out like, oh, we've never seen something like this in this part of India that I'm from. Like, please, like, make more. We want to see it, whatever. So, like, there was a point where, like, I was getting, like, a lot of comments in my local language. You know what I mean? And that blew my mind because I never, like, branded myself that way or, you know. I think that was probably the first thing I did that kind of was just closer to, like, you know, my own culture. So, at a point in time, I was trying to, like, make that a series and kind of make more, like, I don't know if you noticed in the video it says like part 1, like sample flip part 1, whatever.
How many parts did you do?
I filmed I think 4, but I think I just got in my head too much about like this isn't edited, the video isn't edited as cool as I would like for it to be. So it's like, okay, the beat's there, but you know, being a designer too, I'm like, the video got to be perfect. Like I just felt like it wasn't beating the first one, and then I ended up getting caught up with different projects, you know. So
what was this one? Because I remember seeing this a while ago.
That one went. See, sometimes I hate this beat because it hit 1 million or almost 1 million, I think, on Instagram. But that was like something I would have generally never done. I just like recorded myself while I was making a beat because it was some TikTok video of or a reel or something of the dude, you know, spinning the hand pan, and I was like, oh, I could flip that. So I downloaded the MP3, made a flip, and I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna do anything with this beat, to be honest. So like I'm gonna just record like a 2-second clip and put it up, and I did, and instantly, like,
how was it?
It's just blowing up. And I never nothing I did to that point had ever blown up. Like that was the first time I seen.
It's so fucked up because like you put hours or like days into like some shit and it doesn't get any traction. But like the shit that you do so quick,
right?
It's the same way with my paintings, bro. I spent hours, like, I don't have any here, but like painting some shit, or like even like, because I do a lot of digital art on my iPad. And some shit was taking me like months, or like and then I guess one of the pieces that sold was like a quick like spray paint thing that I did out here like in, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then I'm like, damn, that's what sells. Like, and sometimes that's what it is, bro. It's like the rawest emotion. That's what people like.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
It's interesting.
And I think that was the first time I like showed my face on social media like that.
That's your beautiful looks.
Yeah. Maybe, man. Maybe.
Yeah, it's your face.
But I think maybe it's just connecting the face to the art. You know,
no, that makes sense. Because I mean, I feel like Instagram and like YouTube, they do push like the person behind the brand. Like that's why thumbnails, you got to be like smiling or you got to show your face. But also, yeah, like just a quick feeling that you got from that TikTok video, like inspired you to make something. So it's definitely it's funny how the world works.
Yeah, which is my fault.
Sorry, I was just gonna say like you also like you push some stuff with ads too, though, right? Like
for Polywrl.
For Polywrl, not so much for like the beat stuff.
Yeah, I haven't done it for my beats or anything yet, but for Polywrl, I'll do like if I'm doing a collection or something, or just a new drop. Like if I do some kind of visual promo or whatever, I'll put ad money on it to get the ball rolling, you know.
Yeah.
But even that's like a whole science in itself, like knowing what's gonna perform well as an ad versus like it might be good as a post, but you know, with ads, people have like a millisecond of you know, attention towards before they're gonna skip an ad. You know what I mean?
You think you do research before you put some money into something, or you kind of just like experiment with like what works and what doesn't?
So luckily, I do have a little bit, I guess, like prior knowledge to like what's gonna work well as an ad. Actually, a lot of it is because of Yazid, because Yazid was you know, he's like a partner for TikTok or whatever. Like,
no, I had no idea. I know he went viral like a couple times. Like, he was one of the first people I seen like do big number. Like, I don't know if he's hit millions, but I'm sure.
Yeah, he has a million followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Dude,
so that's crazy because he started Instagram first, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he has like insider.
So he was part of like the team. I don't know if this is like secret information. I don't think it is, but he's like a partner for TikTok, something like that. I don't know like the full detail of it.
Might be like a collaborative thing, like
yeah.
Okay.
So he would so like basically from what he told me, like he had people working at TikTok that would just give him tips about like, this is the type of stuff that we want you to do as a TikTok creator, like, and what will perform better anyway. And one of those things was that people have super short attention spans. So like they need there was a exact number he gave me, but he said like every like 0.5 or maybe 1 second or 0.5 second or something, the angle of the camera needs to change if you want it to go viral, or else it's never going to go viral.
0.5 of a second? No,
I don't remember exactly. Need to know. Yeah. We could ask him. I'll put you on. Okay. But it's real, bro. It's real. Like he's not lying. And the first time that I was like, okay, let me take that and put it into what I'm doing was the sample flip video. That's why there's so many like quick cuts, and you know what I mean? Like it starts off on the aerial angle and then it cuts back to me and then it cuts back to, you know, because of what he said. He told me you got to change the angle up, whatever, and make the whole thing like cut. Like when he says like you have to cut the fat in the video, like I'm thinking I already cut all the fat out, and he's like, no, there's so much extra in here, and he'll like tell me cut this out, you know, like every second you're just breathing and you know, like cut it out, and then the video might end up being like 4 seconds or whatever, but then it blows up, you know. And so that's something that I've noticed. It works really well with ads because people have short attention spans. So the ad that I did that performed really well was when the Raikou shirt sold out. I had it like I had the shirt on the floor like folded up, and it like very quickly just folds up and then goes into the bag.
Like some stop motion?
Yeah. It was it's the third one up there on the top. But so then that performed really well for me. And I was like, okay, cool. So it followed the same rule of, you know, switching up the
angles.
Yeah, something about the screen like every couple seconds. But yeah.
No, that's good to know. Yeah. For all the listeners out there. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out for sure. Because I don't know, sometimes I feel conflicted because I feel like the content or like the conversation is going so well. Like I'm like, fuck it. Like I don't care if it's viral. Like I want to see the whole thing, or like or it's almost like
Yeah.
So that's the con when something is so personal, because it's like I'm trying to be true to myself, right? But
it's a line. That's hard to fold
you want to
about,
sell yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
yeah, because it was another video actually I did of like a sample flip. I never ended up putting it out because I tend to overthink a lot. But it was, I wanted to show like the process of like, okay, this is where I heard the sample, this is where I cut the sample, this is where I made the beat. And then I think I sent it to Yazid and I was like, yo, what do you think?
Too much
and
fat.
He was like, so much fat, cut everything out and just show the beat. And I'm like, no, what do you mean? Like, what? You know? And I didn't even end up putting it out. But he was right. Like, it probably would have blown up if, I did what he said. But
I guess like there's places for long format content, right? Do you have a YouTube? Because I would imagine that could go on YouTube, and then you just post like the teaser.
Yeah, I do have a YouTube. Okay. I just don't use it a whole lot. The only time I'll really use it is if like for that beat, for example, a lot of people messaged me after that went viral, and they were like, I need the full version. Can you put it up? And I didn't like clear the sample or anything, so I had to put it on YouTube and like SoundCloud and stuff instead of streaming services like Spotify.
But even YouTube can call you out on like copyrights, right?
Yeah, I think if you put it up for profit or like for ads, but I think you can like check off. I don't remember exactly how it was. It was like almost.
I remember that was the whole thing with the Like Us. I mean, like it was so long ago, but it was just a few days ago.
Yeah.
Like the whole Like Us diss towards Drake.
Like people were getting striked for it.
No, that Kendrick turned off the copyright so anybody could use it, and you can make bread off of it.
That makes sense because there was so many people reacting to that song and like playing the whole thing.
And that's smart.
Yeah.
But either way, I think he won.
I was actually gonna ask you about that, what your thoughts were, because I have a friend who's like a big Drake fan, and like
Eddie Yuma.
No, no, he's a huge Kendrick fan. But no, one of my other boys, he's a big Drake fan, and after I think like everybody collectively agrees Kendrick was killing Drake.
Yeah.
And then when he dropped the Heart Part 6, he was like, okay, so like, what do we think? In the chat, he's like, what do we think? He's like, I think Drake's back up, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna just let you have that one because your boy's getting killed right now, you know? But it's funny, man.
Is he light skinned? I feel like
he's not light skinned.
That situation was hilarious.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I guess I haven't really talked about it, but I think Kendrick is just more like he has more substance to shit. I don't know if the lies really matter because like that was a big thing, right? People were like, prove it, or like you need to have like proof about the daughter. But it's all funny. But it's also it's tough. My girlfriend's like a big Kendrick fan too. So it's like,
were you ever like a Kendrick fan like that?
I love Kendrick. Yeah, Kendrick's sick. We went to the Day and Night show. He had like Baby Keem in Vegas.
Oh, okay. Dope.
It was amazing. He played everything from like Good Kid, Mad City to like Damn.
Oh,
like,
that's
everything.
Fire.
Yeah. And Drake is great too. But now I every time a Drake song comes on now, I do listen to it a little different. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think it was a good move that he, just ducked out of this one after. Yeah. But it was fun. It was probably like the most fun week, like for music for a while. Just, just I would be like behind the wheel and like, oh, there's 2 new diss tracks.
Did you make a BBL Drizzy remix?
Nah. But that's so funny how he marketed that, man. Like about how you get a free Metro beat if you like record the best, whatever, BBL Drizzy.
Are you still producing like today, like or tomorrow? Like you still
yeah. Like music?
Yeah.
I'm trying to like make sure I don't get too rusty, you know what I'm saying? Because I am fully in Polywrl mode, but I try to like get my 1 or 2 beats in, just to like, because I've had times where I'll get so locked in on design that I'll just feel like not even confident about production. And I'm like, damn, man, like, why am I feeling like this when like I've already gone viral a couple times? I've produced like songs that I really like, but then I'll be like, oh, I suck at production, because I'm just so locked in on the other thing. Or the other way around, I'll be like fully in producer mode and I'll be like, my designs suck, like, but I'm trying to just like keep the you know, exercise going on both ends. Like,
how do you think you manage it for like someone that's trying to organize themselves? Do you have like a
I think
schedule?
Yeah, I think sticking to a schedule. Now I suck at sticking to a schedule because I switch my schedule up a lot based on like project to project. Because right now I'm like super. I was telling you earlier, I'm like super like night owl mode. 'Cause I'll be working like
You stay
super
up late?
late. Yeah, like I'll work till like 4 a.m.
Got
type of
it.
thing. Yeah,
What time do you wake up?
bro, late. I don't even. It's like I'm ashamed to admit it. Yeah, sometimes I wake up at like 11:30, like almost noon type of thing. If I'm on that type of schedule, but then ideally, when I'm in my normal, you know, schedule, I'll get up early. I'll get up like 7. You know,
Nice.
get to work. Yeah, but
Yeah, but you're pretty much like freelancing full time, so you have that
yeah.
flexibility. You don't have to.
Yeah. So now I'm not freelancing. I'm like commissions are closed and
Yeah.
stuff because I was doing that for a while, for like a long time, all throughout COVID, and then I did it while I was working at my job as well.
Mhm.
And then even after I quit, I was still doing some commission stuff. But I got to a point where I think I think that chapter is like starting to come to a close, only because I did it for so long, and I think I just got a little bit tired of doing like artwork by request. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, because then it's like there's a little bit less creativity in it, or room for creativity when, you know, you're following a request. Now, sometimes it did go really well, but I think I just hit a point where I was like, okay, now I'm not having time to do Polywrl, or I'm not having time to like do the ads, or, you know, because I'm working on some random guy's logo or whatever, you know? So, which is cool. I enjoyed it, and I definitely got to learn a lot in the process. But at this point, I'm trying to just focus on Polywrl, like completely, and whatever other personal projects I have, you know, with production, and then Ami Studios eventually becoming. Like,
but you still help
launching.
out the guys, like if they needed something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Terminal 5
still
or just,
always,
like,
yeah. So like right now, I'm really for the most part doing Terminal 5, and then Momo, man. I love Momo, but I hate Momo, man, because this guy every single day I don't know if you ever had conversations with him about like branding or anything like that.
Not yet.
This guy every single day he'll call me. I'm gonna out him. I don't even care, man. Every single day this man will call me at like 2 a.m. and he'll be like, I think I should start selling popcorn at Make Me Laugh. What do you think? I'm like, I don't know, man. It's 2 a.m. Like, yeah, he's like, I think, but like from a branding perspective, you know about branding. Like, do you think, you know? And I'm like,
Mohali popcorn.
yeah. So he does it now, actually.
Oh,
like,
crazy.
yeah, you should try it.
He
Man.
makes it himself?
Yeah, he got a popcorn maker and everything, all off a 2 a.m.
Is he gonna have it on
conversation.
Saturday? I'll definitely try that.
I think he will. Yeah,
Damn,
he put like drizzles chocolate on it and stuff. It's good, man.
fire.
But yeah, and then just other stuff. Like even today, before I came up here, he wanted to print like a mission statement for the wall at Make Me Laugh at his building that he does.
Like some vinyl? Or
He has like a poster, poster frame, whatever. So he wanted to print that. So like I was designing that for him, but it was like literally everything at Make Me Laugh. Like he wants, you know, like he has banners, he has like the light up sign on stage, whatever. Yeah. So
that's fire though, because he's building like a community.
Yeah,
he's like putting people on.
For sure. And like the thing that I do like though is that he has a really good idea for what branding is supposed to be, which I feel like a lot of people don't really fully understand if you're not like in that, you know, I guess space. Because there's people who like will start a business, but they don't really understand branding as well, you know. But I think he knows stuff like that, so it's cool to have those conversations and stuff, though. Yeah.
I like his vlogs, like when he was in, I think he was in New York, or he was just inviting people to the show.
Oh yeah.
Like
for
when he
Baby
talks
Life.
to people, he's a good host.
The guy's a clown, man. That's funny though.
What do you think influenced your style? Like as far as like Polywrl, you consider it streetwear, right? So like,
yeah.
What do you think like influences that?
Man, I think just my interest being like anime and video games a lot when I was younger. Pharrell, of course. Like, I mean, you could see it in the running dog design, whatever. Right. But yeah, I was a huge Pharrell fan growing up. Even like, before I was even fully into the music, I always just thought Pharrell like looked so cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't even understand production or anything at this point, but I remember like you know the song "Pass the Cavassier" with
Mm-hmm.
Diddy and Busta Rhymes? Yeah. Like I remember seeing him in that video, and I was like, "Damn, he just looks so cool, man!" And he had the gold, the BlackBerry. You remember that? Yeah, I was just like, man. And then like, yeah, from like fashion, you know, like that was a big inspo when I was younger. And then eventually finding out that he's one of my favorite producers ever too is like, okay, yeah.
I still don't understand that. So is Drake against Pharrell? Is that why he bought all his shit?
Yeah, he did it. I guess as a sign of disrespect. I don't know.
Team Kendrick.
Yeah, Team Kendrick. Yeah, that was.
Do you think that influences like the way you dress as well, or?
I think so.
Yeah,
to an extent. I mean, I don't think like. Maybe not completely, but when I was younger, like I really always was like, oh, ice cream, babe, like Billionaire Boys Club, like you know, that was kind of like my
crazy.
Yeah.
And then in high school, you were like, I don't know, was there a point where like fashion stuck out to you, like? Were you getting like compliments for like what you were wearing and stuff?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's very common with people who make clothes. Like.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I was actually thinking about this when I was listening to your podcast with Rami and Eunice, because you mentioned that when you were in high school, you were like on like the jerker type of fashion. Yeah. So bro,
that's
I was
so
dying.
They're like you're jerking. Like...
As soon as you said it, they were so confused. Man. These guys are Arab as hell. But I was dying. But I was on the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I feel like a lot of people, I feel like that was the intro to fashion for a lot of people from like our kind of age range. I feel like, yeah. But I think that was kind of what got me into a big step of what got me into like wanting to dress like what I thought was cool in high school, you know, like
because
colored skinny jeans.
You had to like have some balls to really wear skinny jeans when everybody was wearing baggy jeans.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. It definitely stood out.
Yeah.
And at the time, that's when I got into thrifting heavy. So I would go to like thrift stores, and at the time before it was like a common thing for people to thrift a lot, especially in the suburbs, you would find like Jordans often. Yeah. So I got a lot of Jordans back then, like, and it was around the time that people were starting to become like sneakerheads and stuff like that, at least like my friends in high school. So they would be like, where did you get the white cement 4s for? Where'd you get the money for this? Or like, you know, like, or some, I remember I got some bread ones from the thrift store for like $20 or something, you know? Crazy. And I would just, you know, get my toothbrush on, clean them up, whatever. Yeah. And so I'll get a lot of compliments and stuff in high school for like how I dress. But I think that's kind of where it evolved from. But yeah, now it's like you don't have a chance if you go to a thrift store, man. You walk in, you see the dude walking out wearing Carhartt or something.
No, it's a whole thing. I literally, on the last pod, I had some vintage resellers, and they were just like, they make it a thing to go to like these thrifts at 3 a.m. and just like, I don't know, like they wake up super early to find goods, but they have a whole store that sells it. So I get it. Yeah, thrifting is crazy. But, and then do you have like something like a goal or like a dream for like 5 years, or like where do you see yourself in the future?
5 years, man. I'm trying to get like you, man. Honestly, no. I mean, bro. I mean, you've been catching a lot of W's lately, man.
Thank you, bro.
I mean, congratulations on being engaged. And, you know, having kids, and you know, like it's trying to be like that, man.
Because it's been like a constant flow of like people congratulating me, and not that I like thank you, I appreciate it, but it's also like all right, like now I got to put in work, you know, like I feel like I really need to, and I was telling my girl too, because she's like, oh, let's have an engagement party, let's have like she's not that she's trying to rush the wedding, but her family is like, when's the wedding, and I'm just like let's just chill, let's enjoy being engaged, like let's put in some work, like I feel like there's still so much that needs to be done, but I just try to stay busy, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
So every day you're like, you get congratulated for something. You're like, oh, here's something else for you, man. Here's something else for you. Like, oh, I got a whole art exhibit. It's my birthday today. Like,
exactly.
That's dope.
But maybe it's my like like it's my way of like lining everything up so that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I still feel like I want a store, and there's still things that I want to do. But you know, so as far as like Polywrl, 5 years, like.
Yeah. I think, man, 5 years from now, 5 years is a decent amount of time, man. I think Polywrl, hopefully I will have it, you know, as big as I can, and Ami Studios at this point should be, you know, full
Released,
on.
or,
Yeah. I think that it would be getting a lot more of my attention is like, you know, focusing on luxury streetwear, and then maybe Polywrl at that point would be like a collaborative effort, you know. So I could put, you know, my all into like something like Ami Studios or something that doesn't necessarily have to be based on, you know, other people's franchises. Or
are the people you have model like your friends?
that's my cousin, actually.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, my little cousin. I had to, you know, I can't afford real models, so I had to make it work somehow.
Nah, that's fine. You'll be surprised. I feel like a lot of girls like, or just even people in general, like they'll model just because they fuck with your shit. You don't really have to pay. You just give them the clothes. But
luckily I've had a few people hit me up, say that they're down to model Polywrl stuff. So I got a couple photo shoots lined up.
Nice. I'm excited to look back at this like in 5 years for sure.
Yeah.
To see where we both are.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to promote right now? Is there like, you don't like, you're not working on like a concise collection, or is it just gonna be like single drops for now?
So I do have a collection actually. I'm doing like an Adult Swim collection.
So
for
Polywrl?
For Polywrl, yeah. So it's gonna be a bunch of different anime, kind of similar. The Fooly Cooly hat was actually supposed to be part of that collection, but I'm probably gonna have some other stuff in it to replace that. But
Aqua Teen Hunger Force, isn't there?
No, probably just a little bit more.
Like,
yeah.
Who's in Adult Swim that you have, or you don't want to?
Adult Swim. So there was Fooly Cooly. There was like Cowboy Bebop. There was one called Trigun. I don't know if you ever seen that. It was like an anime.
Is that gonna be part of the collection?
It might be, depending on. I have a bunch of like potential designs, you know, that might make the cut, might not make the cut.
See, when I think so you're like, it's still on the anime side, but when I think Adult Swim, I'm thinking about like the like inappropriate shit. There's this weird one. It was like home videos, like that one.
I remember that. Yeah, I definitely watched all those shows, like Robot Chicken, all that stuff too.
Boondocks.
Yeah, Boondocks for sure. But like, I just don't know if I'd put those on clothes. Because I'm not gonna wear it, to be honest. So like, I don't know, but I try to end up like everything I put out is just stuff that I feel like I would wear, you know. And I don't know if I'm gonna wear Meatball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
literally seen somebody say that Lil Yachty sounds like Meatball.
I saw that too. It's accurate.
Damn.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I'm gonna end it here. I know you have a birthday party, and I gotta go look for a fit. I'm going to a wedding tomorrow. That same guy, Rex. He's getting married tomorrow.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, look for
tomorrow. Oh wow,
it's crazy. I'm like the last minute everything, bro. Literally the day of my show.
Yeah.
Like I had a regular fit. I was like, all right, but I was like, damn, I want some new shit. And I bought like the shoes and the jacket that I wore on Friday. And I was like, I'm always buying shit last minute.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm gonna go do that right now.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. This is a great episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you shout out your socials? Like everything?
Instagram is Naveen is Sleepy. Also at Polywrl, POLYWRL. Same thing on TikTok for both.
Polywrl.com.
Polywrl.com. Yep. Same spelling, polywrl.com. That's everything, man.
Sick. I'm Pobs Prince. You can find me at pobsprince.com. Pobs Prince. I got pigs. I got like a few left from the show. That's all I have on my website for now. I'm trying to clean it up. And then be on the lookout for Palpable. That's going to be fall. I don't know if I'm going to do a show or a pop-up or something, but I'm really excited for that. So stay tuned.
Fire.
Thank you guys. Let's go.